Hi guys, we are back again from our short break. We were on our holiday. I'm Jack Sparrow here with Peter Parker and Harry Potter.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, today firstly we are going to start off with the reviews. Firstly, we're going to talk about Tottenham versus Liverpool. Okay, was it a penalty foul against Son? What do you all think?
I think it was a foul because Mane actually went to tackle the ball. It actually hit Son on his leg. What I personally feel is wasn't that of a contact, but there was contact, and Son was taken back and he couldn't take a shot, so it should have been a penalty.
For me, it's a penalty as well. I think it's a clear penalty, but since the referee didn't give, so I think we can't really complain about it. Because I think last season this happened in the reverse fixture in Anfield, where Lamela, if I'm not wrong, dived for the penalty. So I think this is kind of balance it out. So it is a penalty, but it's not a big issue in the grand scheme of things.
Okay, for me, I think it is a penalty. It is a very crucial moment. That very moment, if it was a penalty, I think it will be a 2-2 draw at the end of the game. But yeah, the penalty wasn't given. So yeah, never mind. The next thing is, what about Salah? What do you think about Salah of that game? I think my view, he's trying his very hard to score more goals. He just want to perform. He wants his name back in the high topics he was. I think sometimes it's very obvious when he tried to take the ball himself and get to his goal, whereby Mane and the rest have scored, and I think it's a bit too solo. That's my point.
For me, I think that Salah is trying too hard. I think if he actually does the simplest thing that he did last season, where he actually ran at defenders and he beat the first defender and takes a shot, or he plays a pass for his teammates. But I think like in the case right now, right, in the 5 games, he's seen Mane outperformed him or Firmino outperformed him. Even James Milner and Wijnaldum, they have outperformed him in terms of goals and also in terms of performance. So I think that he's trying a little bit too much compared to what he did last year when he was under no pressure. So if he doesn't sort this out, then he's going to be a one season wonder because whenever Salah gets the ball, I think he's no longer the threat he was last season.
For me, I think he's trying too hard, and like you said, if he keeps the play simple, it would be beneficial for him. Because now, since people know about his left foot, they are usually double teaming him, and to be a top player or world class player, they would learn from this and perform at the same level, even though there are people double teaming him or whatsoever. They would maybe play it simple and then at a crucial moment get a goal. But Salah is thinking that he should do all the work by himself, and because of that, he is not performing at his high level. So yeah, he's trying hard, and I hope he would make a play more simpler, and that could help Liverpool in the long run.
Alright, the next point will Liverpool rotate their squad with the Champions League coming? And I think it's very crucial for them to rotate the squad. It's because they have, I think, a row of fixtures is all hard. 2 times Chelsea, they have a game against PSG and all. So they have to rotate. They can't be playing the same 11 every time. So Liverpool fan, what do you think?
For me, I think they should rotate because they have quality players like Fabinho, Henderson, Sturridge, but they haven't really played the whole game yet. So I wish in the next game against PSG, maybe they can use Fabinho, because Fabinho know the French league. So maybe if Fabinho plays against PSG, it would be beneficial. And rotation is very important. So people like Moreno and Klein coming in during certain parts of this crucial period of games is very important. So if Liverpool coach Jurgen Klopp manage the squad well and rotate the squad well, then it would prove that Liverpool has the depth to compete for the all 4 trophies.
For me, I think that they have to rotate the squad, but I think they can't rotate the entire squad in terms of my opinion. So if like Van Dijk or Milner in the case, or even what's his name, Robertson, if they are gonna rotate among these 3 players, anyone who's gonna replace them, it won't be their quality. So let's just say Van Dijk is injured, so they want to rotate all that. He wants to give him a rest, and Lovren plays. It's not gonna be a beneficial thing for Liverpool. So rotation is important. So Klopp has to actually rotate and take a gamble on like a players like Van Dijk, because I'm not too sure if it's gonna last 50 games. For any professional footballers to last 50 games without rest is going to be difficult. So they have to manage their squad well, and that's all up to Klopp.
Okay, yes, very true. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about Watford versus Man United. United tactics to hold Watford for the 3 points. What do you all think about that? For me, I think the tactics Mourinho used was very good. I think he played the defense well and more of attacking, which was very, very good of that. I think Pogba did made some mistakes and he played the usual way of his style, the fancy way, and he did some crucial passes, and good that they won the 3 points.
For me, I think United played very well because a away game against a very tough physical team like Watford, it is usually very hard to get 3 points and be comfortable in the whole game. I know De Gea made crucial saves throughout the match and the last couple of minutes, and I know they conceded 1 goal, and the last 10 minutes was kind of like pressurizing. But overall, Man United scored at the right time and then controlled the game very well. So the tactics was good with Man United's win against Watford.
So I personally think Mourinho played a very tactical game here in terms of playing Fellaini to shield the 2 centre backs, especially that's a weakest point in this Manchester United squad. So we all know Fellaini's aerial ability, the way he can hit the ball or control the ball in the air, he's second to none. So what I personally feel is, especially against Troy Deeney, who was always making an effort to get the ball away from the 2 centre backs, he's always spinning down on Smalling and Lindelof. Fellaini was a decent. Decent is actually a very underrated word. He actually played to what Mourinho wanted, so he played excellently in my opinion. So what I think is him and Matic against this kind of team who's gonna play the long balls directly down to the 2 target men. Fellaini is a very good option. So I think Mourinho played this game fantastically well. Even though De Gea made few crucial saves, even Lukaku scored that goal. He came down all the way to tackle at the right back position and all that. I personally think Fellaini is the man of the match for me in this game because of his overall contribution in that 90 minutes.
Correct, very true. Okay, talking about Fellaini, so should Fellaini stay in the starting 11 for Man United's future matches, like the next upcoming matches?
I think it's all based on the opposition. So tough away games like Watford or maybe like Burnley or Brighton, you put someone like Fellaini from the start, I think it would be good because he can handle the physicality. But games against Man City or Wolves, where they play more expensive style of football, like playing in the ground, more controlling the possession and attacking at the right moments, I think Fellaini would be a hindrance. So it's all based on the game. If using Fellaini at the right matches, as in like if Mourinho is used Fellaini in the right matches, that's where Fellaini can shine. He shouldn't be a first 11 player. He should be a player that is used in certain aspects of the season during games against physical teams.
Okay, For me, I think Fellaini should start in certain matches like what Peter Parker said. I think not every match he's required there. He can perform, but he's the holding. He's like the anchor for Man United right now. So certain games like Watford, what they did was very well done, and yeah, he's only supposed to be played on certain matches.
Like what I said in the previous points, Fellaini is crucial for this type of games. If you're going to play him against like a Tottenham or a Liverpool or even in the matter of fact Man City or like a Bournemouth, Man United it's gonna be like a handicap match because Man City and all these teams move the ball on the ground very quickly. So you need players like Ander Herrera or Fred to play in that kind of role. So it's good that we have options in this kind of players, but I don't think Fellaini should be a number one starter. He should be according to game plan. That's my opinion.
Alright, talking about Man United, and now we move on to Watford. What do you all think about Watford's performance in their past few games and right now? Are they the real deal? Can they really fight for their position in the table?
For me, I think that Watford has done really well in terms of the performances and also results. This is just like a block for them. So if they can bounce back up with a victory in the next game, it's going to be very crucial for them, especially teams who actually want to go play in the Europa League or the Champions League actually bounces back very well after a defeat. So we all know Watford and Manchester United, the quality is different. So Manchester United definitely is like 99% chances of them winning. But Watford played really a good game. Any other opponent, even if it's a weaker, less concentrated Manchester United, they have actually had trouble against Watford. So I think they're actually the real deal. They can actually push for the top 8, in my opinion.
Alright, Peter Parker?
For me, Watford is how they are performing now is actually them overachieving because they shouldn't really be in that top 3 or 4 position based on the quality they have compared to the other big teams. So them being a real deal in terms of performing or overachieving is but as we all know, it won't last for the whole season. It happens very rarely. Like the only time it happens was when Leicester won the league. So if Watford gets a top half finish, I think it answers this question very well. Like, with them being a real deal, not being overachievers, just them being a real solid EPL team.
Yes, I do agree on both of your facts. They are doing very well from what we expected. I think they can really go for the top 4. Not top 4, top 8 actually. So, yeah, they have been a threat. Even on the previous game against Man Utd, they did very well. The last few minutes they were very good. They had very good attacking against Man United. I think, yeah, they are the real deal right now. So next up, we're going to talk about Chelsea versus Cardiff. What do you all think about Hazard's performance?
I think, in my opinion, Hazard is like one of the top few players in the EPL. So he's in the same level as De Bruyne, Aguero, and maybe Harry Kane. So these 4 are like in a bracket on their own. And out of the 4, I think Hazard has the most potential to win the Ballon d'Or. Under previous managers, people were saying that the previous managers were all playing too defensive, and that is why Hazard didn't really see Hazard in his fullest form. And now Sarri is playing attacking, and that is why we see Hazard in the fullest form. But I think Hazard has been playing like this throughout all the seasons he was at Chelsea. Just that Cardiff is not a very good opposition, and that is why his performance actually stand out. But having said that, Hazard is truly a very quality player.
Harry Potter?
I think that Hazard is just in the bracket of like what Peter Parker said, like Kevin De Bruyne and all that. But Hazard has something that these players don't have. He actually has the flair. He actually can change a game within a minute. Now, for me personally, he's better than Neymar because in terms of the aggressiveness and the directness he brings to the game. So if you're gonna say like Neymar is second to Messi and Ronaldo, then in my opinion, Hazard should be second to Messi and Ronaldo in terms. So he's going to be a future Ballon d'Or winner if he can continue this, or even actually move to like Real Madrid or Barcelona, where they play even more attacking and more recognized football compared to Sarri. I'm not saying Sarri's football is bad, but compared to Barcelona and Real Madrid, he's actually one step lower. So Hazard is a great player, and I wish he goes to Real Madrid in the January transfer. The reason being because he's a direct rival to Manchester United. Yeah.
Alright, I think Hazard has been performing very well this season. If you see from the start of this season, every game he has been performing. He can even come out from the sub and score a goal and assist a goal. I think he has been in his top form from this season. Alright, next question. Next point is Giroud. Do you all think Giroud is the best target man right now in the world football?
Yeah, I think he has been the best target man for the past couple of seasons. He's the best or one of the best because he always wins the headers and he always holds the ball up, and he has a nasty side to him as well. And when he played for France, when he was at Arsenal, we can clearly see the difference between the two. Against when he was at France, when he was playing against like a quick attacking player beside him like Griezmann, he performed really well, and in the World Cup he performed extremely well. Just that in Arsenal, the way they played didn't really suit him. In Chelsea, the way Sarri played and the way Conte played suit him very well and kind of played to his strength, and that kind of showed how good he is as a target man. So at this day and age, we do not really have that type of players in this current football world. So he's actually a throwback kind of player.
For me, Giroud is one of the better target men available. And for Chelsea, compared to Morata or him, Morata doesn't suit Sarri's football because he's not really the heart. I mean, he's a good ball player, but Giroud and him is equal on the ball playing terms, and in terms of the grit, Giroud has it more than Morata. So Giroud there holding up play, bringing in Hazard or Willian, or in the case of Pedro, it's going to be very useful for Giroud and also Chelsea themselves, because we all know how good Giroud is, especially in the World Cup, where he brought Pogba, Griezmann, Matuidi into the play, or Mbappe to actually play football around him. But he's really the unsung hero there. So for me, he's the one of the best target men available in world football right now, and he's also got the flair in him. Sometimes his finishes are like pretty cool and all that. So I think Giroud is the real, if my opinion, is the best suited for Chelsea and also Hazard.
Alright, my view is I think Giroud is one of the best target men right now also. He has been involved in a lot of link plays even for France and currently for Chelsea. I think the game against Cardiff, I think he gave 2 assists. I think that was that's the best out of him. Like Sarri know how to play him. Like he know his potential, his positive side, and he's making use of it. That's very good about that, and I think it's best for Chelsea to start off with Giroud instead of Morata in their current situation. Next, about Cardiff. What do you all think about Cardiff? Is Cardiff performing well for a newly promoted team? Like if you all were to realize the last season, the promoted teams played very well and they managed to retain in the Premier League.
For me, Cardiff is really actually this Premier League. The newly promoted sides are doing very well, and Cardiff is no exception to that. I feel that Cardiff have one or two tweaks to make in terms of signings, or to make their play better, especially like the Premier League experience. They do not have it yet in terms of their players. So I feel that they are lacking in terms of experience, but in terms of quality to actually stay in the Premier League for the next season is going to be easy for them because they actually have quality players who can do that.
For me, I think Cardiff is a very hard-working team and always give 100%, but I think they just do not have like very technical or a player that can score goals. And a promoted team, they always need a proper goal scorer, at least a goal scorer that can score around 15 goals in the league. So I think they lack that. So even though they have a lot of hardworking players, the lack of goal scorer can actually affect them. And I think they are performing well, but I'm very sure that they would be relegated.
For me, I think they have been performing well, as in teamwork wise and everything. I think slowly they would cope up with the EPL style of play. I think, and they should get new players in the January transfer to make their team better. And so, next up, we're going to talk about the preview of the upcoming matches. Firstly, it's going to be Liverpool versus Southampton. So, what do you all think about the key players who are going to perform?
For me, for Liverpool, I think the key player is going to be Milner and Van Dijk. If these two don't perform, then their unbeaten run is going to come to an end. Salah has to improve himself, but in my opinion, he should be dropped so that he will be actually put back to the ground that he's actually a normal player compared to the rest. Shaqiri can do a job. Even in my opinion, Sturridge can do a job there. So, for me personally, I think the key players for Southampton is going to be Shane Long, especially with his directness. He's going to run at you. So he's going to pin Van Dijk back or Joe Gomez back to the defensive line. So playing it direct to Shane Long is going to be very crucial for Southampton. So in this game, I think Shane Long and Van Dijk is going to be a good battle between the both of them.
For me, I think the key players for Liverpool is Mane, but I wish Mane should take a rest just to see the quality Liverpool has. I wish someone like Shaqiri plays instead of Mane. I'm not saying because of Mane not being good, but I just want to see can Liverpool squad cope if they versus a team like Southampton. Then for Southampton, I think the key player is surprisingly for me is Gabbiadini, because when he arrived at Southampton, he showed a lot of promise. He was like a natural finisher, but recently or for last season, he didn't really have the chance to perform. So I think someone like Gabbiadini who can score a goal with a half chance or can just score a goal out of nothing. I think that type of player is what Southampton need if they versus Liverpool, and especially at Anfield, I think they need a player who can do something out of nothing.
Alright, for me, I think for Liverpool, I think after their games against PSG, they will be resting their main players like Mane or Salah. Either one will be resting. So I think Shaqiri is going to start off, and obviously I think he will do something to play make out of Southampton, because Southampton, they have always been a threat for Liverpool in EPL. I think
Not only have they been a threat, but they have been a B team for Liverpool.
yes. So the key player for Southampton is going to be Redmond. I think he's going to give the key passes and he's going to create a lot of chances. And Shane Long is going to finish it off. He's going to make the...
Well, I didn't know the first place, what's his name, Danny Ings was on loan. So I was expecting him to score like a hat-trick or what against Liverpool, but sadly he's on loan.
It's lucky for Liverpool that Danny Ings is...
So I don't think he's going to...
I don't think he's going to play. But like you said, I think it's lucky for Liverpool because he's definitely going to go play for the Fire that he didn't get to play and all that, yeah.
Yes. So that's about it. And what do you all think? How can Southampton cope up with Liverpool?
I think the way Southampton needs to cope is kind of frustrate Liverpool. They shouldn't play open game, and instead just play it safe, slow the game down, and when they have a chance, give it to someone like Gabbiadini who will score a goal out of like a half chance. So the way to play is slow the game down and frustrate the team and frustrate the Anfield crowd.
Harry?
I think that's gonna be the way, like what Peter Parker said. You have to hold hold Liverpool from scoring in the first place, because once they scored the first goal, they're gonna come at you. Then you're gonna concede more because you have to push up further to actually get an equalizer. So the best is go and attack them during the set pieces and hit them on the counter, and don't commit too many players forward, because when the Liverpool attack runs at you, it's gonna be very difficult if you're not gonna defend in numbers. So that's my opinion.
Okay, for me, I think set pieces will be a good choices for Southampton. They have to really pressure them right now because Liverpool is going through a hard time because they have upcoming fixtures like 2 times against Chelsea in the EPL and the Carabao Cup, is it? Yeah,
Yes, you're right.
2 times. So I think they'll be preparing for them. So Southampton, this is the chance to stop Liverpool's winning streak. Lastly, we're going to talk about the predictions for the game.
For me, I think it would be a 2-1 win for Liverpool. I don't think it will be that convincing because they would be tired from their Champions League game. So I think a 2-1 victory.
I think Tottenham is gonna win. Southampton is gonna win this game. It's gonna be 1-0 for Southampton.
For me, I think it's going to be a 1-1 draw. I think Southampton is just going to hold them up, and yeah, that will be the first draw for Liverpool. Next, we're going to talk about West Ham versus Chelsea. The key players.
For me, I think the key players for Chelsea, I think, is Jorginho. Because if Jorginho play, Chelsea take. And Hazard as well, because Hazard can do something out of nothing. For West Ham, I think someone like Yarmolenko and Felipe Anderson, they have quality. They have quality to be top players. So I think they would be the key players for West Ham.
Okay, for me, I think for Chelsea it's going to be Hazard as usual with the balls from Alonso. I think Hazard is going to play make them and score more goals for this game. For West Ham, I think it's going to be Yarmolenko. Like previously he had a good game. So with the positive energy, he's going to come forward for Chelsea. Yeah, that's for me.
For me, for West Ham, the key players is gonna be Felipe Anderson, because he's direct and he runs at you. So it's gonna be very interesting because he's not gonna allow Marcus Alonso to go up as often as he likes to. Then another player is gonna be Anatovic, because Anatovic, we all know what he is capable of. He's not really the striker who's gonna bang you goals, but he's a very hardworking guy. He's gonna run at you. He's gonna hit you. So it's going to be very difficult for the two centre backs to hold him off. So, and for Chelsea, it's going to be Hazard, and Kante is going to be crucial in this game because he needs to break up the defense from the balls from West Ham, because we all know West Ham is very good at threading the pass forward to their front line. So Kante is going to be very crucial in this game.
So next we're going to talk about the prediction for West Ham and Chelsea. My prediction is going to be Chelsea with a 2-0 against West Ham.
For me, I think it can be a surprising scoreline. I think it would be a 2-1 victory for West Ham.
I think it's going to be 3-3. High scoring game.
Good. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about Wolves versus Man United. What do you all think about the key players?
For Man United, I think a player like Pogba and Lukaku, I think it's key. They two are the most obvious choice, because in this type of game where Wolves doesn't really play very physical, but they like to control the play and control possession, I think someone like Pogba can show his true quality, and someone like Lukaku can show his sheer pace and power, and that's why I think for Man United is Lukaku and Pogba. And for Wolves, I think the midfield partnership of Moutinho and Neves. If Wolves want to get at least a point, both Moutinho and Ruben Neves has to control the tempo in the game.
For me, I think it's going to be Pogba, like what you said, and I think Sanchez is going to give his all-out chances and create more of a lot of pressure for Wolves to defend. For Wolves, I think Neves is going to give the chances for Wolves to win. He's going to provide the deadly passes and everything.
For me, I think for Manchester United to win this game, they have to play Ander Herrera and Fred in the same midfield because of the way Wolves shifts the ball very fast in the midfield. And so we need quick players. If we're going to stick to a Fellaini in the mid, especially in this game, I mean, it's going to be harsh if we're going to drop him after the two performances. But I mean, for a team's performance, we need Ander Herrera in the midfield. So he's going to be quick, or Andres Pereira even. He's very good at shutting down plays. He's very fast, and he plays the ball out quickly from the quick pressing from Wolves. So we need this kind of players. But in my opinion, Wolves is a very good team. So you can't really only stop that midfield trio. You have to stop Jimenez and Jota from actually getting the ball. So the back line is going to be crucial for Manchester United in this game. And like you all said, Pogba is very important, especially in this game. He should be allowed to play football. He should be allowed to give the free role to go up and actually do something. So in my opinion, these are my players you have to watch for.
Alright, next up is predictions for this game.
I'm going to go for a 4-0 victory for Manchester United.
As for me, I think since Wolves plays football and they play the expensive type of football, I think if they are brave, they can actually get a draw. So I think it can be a 1-1 draw.
For me, I think it's going to be a 3-0 or 4-0. Man United is going to come back with that kind of scoreline for this game. Lastly, we're going to talk about Arsenal and versus Everton. What do you all think? The key players for this game?
Arsenal, I think the front two, Lacazette and Aubameyang. And for Everton, I think if I'm not wrong, Richarlison would be back. And the other key player, in my opinion, will be someone like Theo Walcott. I think the speed he has, and he was a previous Arsenal player. Yeah, I just remembered. So I'm sure he want to prove a point and want to prove that he had the quality, and Arsenal fans were too harsh on him. So Richarlison and Walcott for Everton, and Aubameyang and Lacazette for Arsenal.
For me, the Arsenal pair is the correct pair because Lacazette and Aubameyang, whenever they are playing together, it's very nice to watch them play because they always have the off-ball movement. They play the ball to each other very smooth. They got their understanding. Actually, they got it very fast. And for Everton, it's going to be Richarlison. And for me, I think it's going to be Gylfi Sigurdsson because he's going to be there. If Torreira doesn't play for Arsenal and Gylfi Sigurdsson gets the room from Xhaka or someone like that, it's going to be very easy for Sigurdsson to control and dictate the play, the number 10 role. So, in terms of key players, if I'm going to root it down to one, it's going to be like Torreira for Arsenal and Gylfi Sigurdsson for Everton.
For me, I think for Everton, it's going to be Walcott. He know how Arsenal plays, and I think he have a lot of experience in EPL. So I think he is going to be the threat for Arsenal. And for Arsenal, the playmaker, I think is going to be Ozil.
You mean Walcott threat for Everton?
Yes, sorry. Okay, yes. And for Arsenal, it's going to be Ozil who's going to make the game more for them. He's going to play make them. He's catching up. He's rising from his downfall. I think it's time for him to shine, being the key player. And yeah, Arsenal is going to get a lot of chances created by Ozil. Next, we're going to talk about the predictions. What do you all think about the predictions?
I think the match of Arsenal-Everton, I think Arsenal would win. I think it will be a high scoring match, but it would be a 3-2 win for Arsenal.
I think it's a 2-1 win for Arsenal.
I think it's going to be a 2-1 for Arsenal also. Okay, so we have come to the end of our video. Thanks for hearing us out. Please like, share and subscribe. Leave your comments on and feedbacks below. We'll be back again. And I'm Jack Sparrow.
I'm Harry Potter.
And I'm Peter Parker.
Bye! Fuck your pussy eaters.